Welcome back. It's the other guy, and I'm back with another one. Women like younger men. Women like younger men. Said no woman ever. No woman likes younger men, right? Here's why I say this, right? Younger men, especially for older women, right? Women that's approaching, 50s, 40s, and stuff like that. Younger men serve for a sexual purpose. Boy toys. Um, you know, to get their pleasure off, they might want a hard rod, young stick. You know what I mean, right? They serve that purpose to get a little kink off, because people think women lose that shit in age. They lose their horniness or some shit like that. They don't. Not really. They freaky too. You feel me? And they look for younger men to be boy toys. But let's look at it. Let's take it back to when men were growing up and we were in grade school, right? Maybe we was in high school or maybe we was in college. If you ever notice, every girl that was your age, or you was 17 and she was 17, and for some reason she always dated a guy that was older, or she told you that she don't date her age, men her age, or she don't date men that were younger than her. Especially if you were just coming up through grade school. It was like they avoided you like the plague when you was in elementary, middle, and even high school. It was just uncool to be dealing with a younger guy when you were 15 years old, especially, and she was like 17 or something like that. It was beneath her, right? See, now that trend also follows through when she gets older too, right? I'm not saying younger men can't date women that's older than them. I'm not saying that at all. There's people just think I just talk in extremes. Like, maybe I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's absolute. This is not absolute. I know a couple young guys back then, they were my age and they were scoring with, what I'm saying, women and stuff like that. So, and they were like a year older, 2 years older when we was in school or whatever, right? Cool, right? We get that there's a possibility. It's always a possibility, and I'm going to get to that. But there's a certain thing that women avoid in young men that they find soothing in older guys, right? And I know that as a young guy, looking back at my former self, there was a lot of things that a woman would not like me for. I did not know how to handle rejection, and I did not know how to handle any kind of heartbreak at all, whatsoever. Whereas an older guy might have more experience than I am. So if you're younger, what they say, 18, men, the ages of 18 to 29 never had sexual encounters, 30% of guys, I believe, right? Here's a reason why they focus on that demographic mainly, because that's the main dating demographic. That's the kids that's fucking around. You feel me? So it's a big deal that a lot of men don't have enough experience and don't have enough grit in the market as a younger guy. It's true. That is 100% facts. So when you go in and you're dating, right, and you're a younger dude, just know if you don't have any resources, which you typically won't, you are at the worst of yourself, even though physically you might feel the best, right? You're at the age where you could grind and you could learn all the things that they're telling you about. Especially, right, for guys that are, for instance, they're 25 years old. You're 25 years old, right? If you're 25-year-old, right, just look at the guys that's like 20, right? There's a reason why the women are dating the 25-year-olds at 20 or 21, right? It's because the guys their age, right, aren't experienced with women. Off rip. They either, they're gonna talk to them for a little bit, and then she finds out he ends up liking her, then he gets jealous quick, and now she's turned off by it. But now she looks towards the 25-year-old, right? And he doesn't get jealous at all. He's a lot more calm, he's a lot more relaxed. Like I said, this isn't guaranteed, but the older guy is a lot more relaxed than the younger guy typically is. Let's move it even further. Guys that are 25, 30, 35 might have their own spot. They might have their own car. They might have multiple cars. They might have businesses that are started. You feel me? That they started. A younger guy, despite the fact that, okay, he might have his youth, he's more, you could consider him as more able-bodied, depending on what he's been doing, right? But the older guy, which is 30, 35 years old, guys between my age range, they have more grit. They've seen more of life, right? They're a lot more calm, right? They're a lot more relaxed. Women look for that solitude, right? For guys. So if she could find that solitude in a younger guy, cool. She will be with that guy. But that is very uncommon. She would seek that solitude, and she will realize that the older men that she deal with have that solitude, have that peace, right? Whether even she have bad intentions and want to come fuck it up or not. The point is, the guy that she's dealing with, that's her age, right? He's the one arguing back, typically. He's the one getting just as loud as her and possibly even crying. Men that are older than her, that are more experienced than her, aren't doing shit like that. And most importantly, to address resources. I mentioned the car, I mentioned the house, I mentioned businesses and stuff like that. As a man gets older, not only he probably makes more income and handles his finances better, right? Assuming that, he's a stand-up guy, right? But he's more likely to share those resources, right? He's more likely to, handle stuff for her that she probably can't handle for herself. Maybe she needs some new tires on her car. Even though he might have the money, let's just say he doesn't have the money, right? A man that doesn't necessarily have the money also have the knowledge and also has the connections. Maybe he might know a guy that could put 4 tires on your car. Maybe he is the guy that could put 4 tires on your car. Maybe he's the guy that could change your oil. Stuff like this comes with time. And I know it comes with time because as my younger self, I wasn't worried about shit like that. I wasn't worried about the connections that I was making. I wasn't worried about being friends with the mechanic and learning how to work on cars myself. I didn't know how to fucking change a tire. I didn't. And it took me years of life to actually step out of my mom's and to pay bills on myself and to get bald, right? And have my hairline recede, right? To know that putting yourself out there and learning life itself and its experiences would give you not only a financial advantage, right? But a mental advantage, right? And a verbal advantage, right? Compared to a younger guy that still can't keep his dick in check. Yes. So for that and those reasons, right? What I just mentioned, women would like to look up to a man and not down. And sadly for us, the for the younger brothers, right? Women do look down on guys, right, when they're younger than them. Now, going back to what I was saying before, especially the women that are later, older in age, they would value a man older, like even older, a man that is in their 50s, a man that is prime. As I said to that one brother before, and by the way, man, I love the engagement that I've been seeing, man. Keep the comments coming, whether it's a positive comment or whether it's a negative comment. Just know, if you don't agree with me, please state why. Just please state why. You know what I'm saying? I had some person, just come on, might be a troll, or just be like, you just rambling. You don't know what you're talking about. It's easy to just say I'm just rambling. Put why. You feel me? But like I said, to that one brother, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, man. I like engagement like that because it keeps both of us sharp. But I digress, right? Going back to what I was saying. When a woman's older, when she's in her 40s, she's in her 50s, stability matters even more. Why? Because health risks come into factor, right? Because the need to work, right? It becomes an urgency. Needing two incomes, especially in this society now that we're in, is a big deal. And surviving off one income is crippling, right? So requiring an older man for his resources is an A1. Younger men are even more useless outside of just sexual pleasure. You get what I'm saying? But let's take a hint back at it, right? Let's take a step back. Outside of sexual pleasure, I mentioned that. Hell, if you're a primed guy and you carry yourself and you take care of yourself and you work out, right? And shit, you might even have fucking abs. Bro, you might even be 40, 45, maybe even 50, and you're still pulling young ones. But I'm gonna ask you this question, right? When you deal with women your age, ask them first, how old do you think I am? And based off your physique, based off how well you eat and how well you treat yourself and you treat your body like a temple, based off your swagger, you're gonna notice those women are gonna think that you're younger than what you are, right? They're gonna guess that you're 35 and 36 when you're 50. If you're a 31-year-old guy and you look young, they're gonna give you 24. The point is, they think you're younger than what you are. I just had to go back and address that, right? So going back to the younger guys now. Outside the need for sexual pleasure, right? Women find them incompetent. Older women find them incompetent because, like I said, they haven't attained the resources necessary to serve a part or bigger picture in their life. That's why older women still will look for older men. You know what I'm saying? But for raw physical attraction, women will look back at those younger guys for the fun playthings, right? So to you older men out there, right? If you're an older guy and you have all the wisdom, all the finances potentially needed to you know what I'm saying, to be of service, right? I'm gonna ask you this. Remove those finances completely. Say you're in a rut, right? If you're dealing with a younger woman, right, and you're not this six-pack, swole guy, you don't even have to be the extreme. You could just look 10 years younger than what you are, right? But let's just say you're an average older guy, but you attained a bit more resources than the younger guy. I'm gonna ask you this question. Like I said, I want you to do this. Remove your resources out the question, right? And I want to see if she's going to stay. I want to see if she's going to stay. Right? But yeah, women, they don't value younger men, right? They might see them as a boy toy, somebody to crank the gears a little bit, to fulfill maintenance, but outside of which, we don't serve that purpose as a younger guy, right? As younger men, right? Because we are less experienced, right? With the world. We have less grit. You feel me? It's that reason when growing up, 18, 19, and you don't tussle with somebody that was 26, 27, and what you call it? You call it grown man strength. Younger men, they don't have the grown men strength like the older men do. You get what I'm saying? So yes, for those reasons, women will always prefer guys that are older than them, because they want to look up to somebody. They want to have the man that has more understanding in this world and know how his way of operating it. But yeah, anyways, man, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all be easy.